This is a Sitch in Time, a Kim Possible Flash game that was released in 3 parts. It's a platformer. It requires a good amount of memorization and trial and error for a player to know how to interact with all of the environmental fixtures and collect all of the items under a time limit. Gah, got me in the back of the head. Oh, wow, koalas. They may look like snuggle buddies, but don't stop to pet them. They have chlamydia. The Temple of Monkey Time. Am I reading that right? Sounds fun. This one jump is always weird. According to the instructions, I just have to hold up to do a wall jump, but I think that there's more to it than that. I think that I also have to press right to turn around at a precise moment. If I only hold up, she'll just jump straight upward instead of going to the right. See? Like that. Got it. This is a unique fight. I have to get right up next to him so that I can attack him, but if I'm within range, he can also attack me. So I back off quickly after each attack. You see me doing a lot of this stupid-looking back and forth dance. I'm slowly inching toward him, and I'm also trying to trigger out his attack so that I have a brief opening to hit him. It seems that he can punch shortly after kicking, so I may still have to watch out for that after I've triggered his attack, but the punch also seems to have a shorter range. I can space it carefully so that I'm just barely close enough to kick him. Oh no, I missed. Can I still get it? Just made it. I got lucky that that one lingered around for so long. Usually it would have disappeared much more quickly. By the way, these collectibles are called snuggle buddies. They disappear quickly. I really have to plan out my movements to get to all of them in time. I'm going to collect all of them as a completionist goal. Here's a trick that I've figured out. If a snuggle buddy is beginning to disappear and I briefly retreat to a different screen, the countdown will reset. I'll have the full amount of time to collect it when I come back to the advanced screen. Meet up with the real Kim Possible. So, what? Is the Kim that I'm controlling fake? What's so fake about her? Just that she's a kid? Here's another one of those hidden portal rooms. Alright, this part is really annoying. To get Ron to jump on the seesaw, I have to signal to him somehow. I haven't exactly figured it out, but I think that I have to jump up and down several times in a specific manner. It's really long and tedious, but I've found a much simpler way to trigger him. I just have to pause the game and wait for a few seconds. So, that's what I'm doing. Alright, that should be long enough. He just disappears into a puff of ash. That's some powerful laser. It goes right through the box. Oof. Nothing there. Alright, let's see how quickly I can do this. Oh, wow. It usually takes longer than that. I made it look easy. Episode 3, the final one. Kim-inator? What the hell is that? I slow down here by holding right. Why is everything about Shigo? I don't think that she even appears in person in this part. She was a one-off enemy that I defeated in part 1. I kicked her and I dropped a totem pole on her, and that was apparently the end of her. Ah, I'm safe. I still made it. Kaden, that was stupid. Let's get this one without falling. Nope, that one's just a regular fixed old fixture. How do I get this door open? Oh, obviously I just have to stand still and press space. Man, if I can stop getting shot. Why are her tits so angular? Alright, a lot just happened. This is a very fast-paced game. Now that I've shown how to get all of the Snuggle Buddies, I'm going to go back through the game and talk about specific aspects. So this game heavily requires memorization. I have to memorize the correct order to perform every action, to get all of the Snuggle Buddies in time, and to avoid damage. That's especially true for the part with the skate sail. To avoid these low trees, I have to know to duck immediately once the screen advances here. Come on, there's no way that I could have anticipated that. I don't know of any way to completely avoid the koalas. If I slow down, I'll just roll right into them. I can't jump high enough to actually get over them. Sometimes I take damage just for landing? Fortunately, this game is divided into 3 short parts. I can play through each part in about 5 minutes, and get in a lot of practice. If I mess up at one part, I can restart from the beginning, and I only lose a little bit of time. If I had to play through all 3 parts in a single run, and perform every memorized action in order, that would be much more challenging. Oh, yeah, even if I do memorize all hazards, I still have to deal with asinine like this. Kim falls right through the ground. The hell? It happened twice. I just think that this bouncy thing is cool. Yeah, that's it. I think that the fight with Monkey Fist is really unique and interesting. The kick is kinda basic as far as video game attacks go, but the game uses it in a compelling way. It makes me think of spacing as a mechanic in a way that's not quite so significant in most games. This one part kept tripping me up. Instead of jumping up to the top level, Monkey Fist jumps to the middle of the lower level. I tried to get away by going to the right, but he lands right on top of me and hits me. I can't get away. Looking back, I probably could have just stayed to the left. I don't know why I didn't try that. If you're trying to get all of the Snuggle Buddies, Part 2 is the most difficult part by far. It took me about 20 attempts to get them all in a single run. They appear on screen just barely long enough for me to get around to all of them. Sometimes, if I'm lucky, they linger on screen for a little bit longer than usual. In that case, I can afford to trip up slightly and still have time to get them. But other times, the Snuggle Buddies disappear almost immediately. The game gives me almost no time. As far as I can tell, the time is completely random. There's no way to know beforehand whether a Snuggle Buddy will disappear after 5 seconds or 10. That's why I've used the screen refreshing exploit so much. I don't want a Snuggle Buddy to disappear suddenly when I'm just about to get it, making me have to replay through the whole part. Here's something that's weird. When I click on the quit menu, there's no option to just quit and return to the title screen. It only displays 2 choices. I can resume the game, or I can submit my score and restart from there. But actually, no. I can no longer connect to the score server, so I just get stuck on this stupid blue screen. It never loads, and it never lets me quit. If I want to restart the game, I have to close the game and open it back up. Bad interface. Now, it is possible to get every one of these collectibles without ever backtracking and resetting the countdown. These rooms are laid out such that I can collect all of them in a specific order. Now, I have to get lucky. The random number generator has to give me enough time before they all disappear. Alright. Now, about the seesaw. This obstacle was very frustrating and confusing when I played this game earlier. I had watched multiple playthroughs just to see whether or not I was doing it right. The other players did it the same way as me. They would quickly jump off of and onto the seesaw several times. I might have to do it in a specific sequence. I haven't 100% figured it out. Eventually, this method does get Ron's attention, and he starts to jump on his end, but it takes way too long. The Snuggle Buddies disappear long before I actually get a reaction. While I was trying to figure this out, I actually discovered the pause trick by accident. I was jumping on the seesaw, and I paused the game briefly to answer a phone call. When I unpaused, Ron suddenly started jumping. Somehow, the action of unpausing activates the same trigger to activate this event in the game's programming. I guess. I replayed through the game after recording my one good run, and I found that there's a simpler way to activate Ron. I stand on the seesaw, wait a moment, and press space. That's it. That took me a stupidly long time to figure out. Since I wasted all of that time, I got to find out what happens when the clock runs out. I just lose 1 life. It sends me back to the beginning of the level. Alright, big primate boss. I got through this fight with very little trouble in my main run, but it usually doesn't go nearly that smoothly. This fight has the potential to be the most annoying part of the game. It can kill a good run. Sometimes it will use the same punching attack over and over and over and not give me a chance to go anywhere. And I don't want to idle on the top platform either, because it may hit me with its shoulder. I can only get across when the boss is beating the floor. As soon as it starts, I have to be ready to go immediately. If I'm even a little bit too slow, the boss will stand up and push me back to the left side of the room. A few times I've missed the jump and gotten stuck in this little cranny over here. What now? Is it going to attack or what? Wakanda forever. You know what? I'm going to zoom past this area because I already collected everything. I'm gonna zoom past it. Go speedy.